Well, we are coming to you live from Mount Barker in the Adelaide Hills for a very special round of Softball SA Premier League action. James Harris here and alongside me, Steph Trzynski and Reggie Fairley. Good evening, ladies.
Good evening, James. Very excited to be here. Thanks for having us.
Yes, good evening. Grounds are looking lovely tonight. You can see the complex is getting bigger by the minute.
Yeah, we had a great guest earlier on in the curtain raiser game, the men's game. Glenn from All Decked Out. He said he's announced his 6-year partnership with the Hills, and he's going to come and do some more work on and around the diamond. And that's a terrific view right there from Spacequake Sports using the drone. And as you can see, the field's been done up special for this occasion. It's the Hills Heat hosting their home round, and it kicks off Pride Round as well tonight. So round 13. And it'll continue tomorrow as well at 2 o'clock, West Torrens versus Sturt, and 4 o'clock as well. We're live broadcasting all 3 Premier League games this weekend for Pride Round, and as you can see, Hills Heat on the left of screen have got their Pride shirts on, and Glenelg, who are their opposition tonight, also in an alternate strip, Pride tops. They've got the rainbow hoops as well, so terrific to see all clubs, even the umpires in their Pride shirts, supporting Pride Round. And we'll go into a little bit later on, but we're supporting -18 throughout Pride Round as well. So we'll get you that link on the comments on our Facebook live stream as well. So Steph and Reggie, more terrific camera shots from Spacequake Sports. Talk us through it. We've got the Hills Heat in 4th place versus the Rebels in 6th place.
Yeah, and Rebels have just come off a loss on the weekend that they did an incredible job to hang in there. They dropped the game 1-0 to West Torrens, but they're going to be using that as a bit of fire to try and keep that form going and find a little bit more form going into the second half of the season. Meanwhile, Heels are going to be looking for a different, more of an angle, obviously after the loss of their key player, Georgia Hood. So they'll be looking to steady themselves, come up with a few more wins and solidify their spot in that top 4.
Also see someone different tonight behind the plate, young Peyton Daniels. Haven't seen her behind the plate in the A grade for the Hills Heat. Last time would have been when she was playing for Seacombe, I believe.
Yeah, potentially. Peyton's had quite a bit of experience behind the plate in her time, though. Maybe not so much recently, but a very strong catcher. Really, really good sort of mental awareness of the game. She's really, really cool back there and spent plenty of time catching in her junior state career. So I've got every confidence that she'll do a great job tonight.
Now, we're not avoiding the point at all, but the Hills Heat have a new look to their pitching staff. Charlie Orsini is a guest pitcher that they have for tonight's game, and there she is on screen, visiting from east, from New South Wales. And our viewers may have seen her when we broadcast the Under-17 National Championship in 2019. She was their star pitcher for New South Wales, and they actually beat South Australia in the final. So those that aren't unfamiliar with our broadcast might recognise her, but she will pitch for the Hills Heat, and we might even go around the diamond in between batters. But here we go, Charlie Orsini to throw the first pitch, Bree McGee to lead things off low for a ball. So we are raising funds throughout Pride Round. Give Now page, which is on the link, it's on the comments on the link, and the goal is $500, so let's all get behind -18 and get to that goal. I can tell you that it's already up to $268, so maybe a modest total, Steph, we were talking before, but let's get to that $500 to give now for, of course, -18. Okay, Orsini, just taking a little bit of time to get used to her surroundings before she can get her first strike. It's a 1 ball, 2 strike count. Oh, 2 balls, 1 strike count.
Yeah, so she might just, you might see her find her feet in the first batter, the first inning even. But she's had plenty of experience over the last few weeks, just came off under-23s, state championships over there in New South Wales. So she's definitely getting some innings in, might just need to be fiddling around, getting used to her surroundings.
That one's low, and she swings away on that one. So also McGee and the Glenelg lineup will take some getting used to this field. It is the Hills home ground and a lot of the players play on a Friday night?
Yes, James, absolutely. Just about everyone in this lineup takes part on a Friday night. So yes, Hills do have the advantage when it comes to the ground, but looking forward to seeing how Glenelg adjusts to the grass infield.
Fouls that one off and stays alive in the count. We've got a full count. Look at the graphics on screen. Spacequake Sports also supporting Pride Round and creating the awareness. High for a ball, so McGee will get a board from a base on balls. Always important to get off to a great start.
Yes, absolutely. She's a fantastic lead-off batter, has a very good eye. Interested to see what they do here because she does have wheels on the bases.
Well, Caitlin Carroll's also got wheels as well, so can execute a bunt play, but has also been known to put them to the fence. Fans at that one a little for strike one. McGee hustles straight back to the base.
So Orsini's going to be a little bit of a different look here for Glenelg. You'll notice that she has a really heavy top spin. She throws a really good drop ball. So they're going to have to think about getting that ball down, and she puts a sack bunt down, picked up by third base, and the out is... And she's safe at first base, so they've advanced the runner. Now we've got runners on 1 and 2. No?
Outmade,
Out,
but
sorry.
the team really getting behind it. Here's the replay, and that's thanks to All Decked Out. You can see that she was just a couple of steps behind, but she's done the job. Sacrifice bunt, advancing McGee into scoring position, and here is their 3-hitter, Courtney Shepherd.
Sorry about that one, team.
Oh,
Really
good.
let that. There's
It
so
was
many
close,
poles.
very close,
There's
yeah.
so many poles over there.
Well, Hills Heat did it the hard way to cover third as well. Alex Mackey ran down, perhaps almost a chance to field the ball, but then ended up covering third base to keep McGee at second. Swings at that one that's low in the zone. Ben fouls that one off. So runner on 2, she's swinging away. The fences are 250 feet deep here at Anembo Park. So if any of them get into the gap or over the outfielder's head, you'd be thinking extra bases for Shepherd, but McGee will score easily.
Yeah, the extra fences or the extra room in the fence really creates a bit of a different dynamic for those outfielders. They sort of make that decision whether they're going to play back and cut that ball off, or they want to play in shallow and challenge them, knowing that if that ball goes over their head, they've got a long way to run. So it really creates a little bit more of a dynamic. Same with the infielders, they might be playing back a little bit.
Well, this one's off the end of the bat, and Ballard has to run in. She slips at the crucial moment, throws off her backside. Great play from Ballard to get the out. McGee held her spot at 2. Let's have a look at the All Decked Out replay.
Ballard making the great play there. Hey, that's pretty good presence of mind for a young girl, despite the little mishap with her feet, to still be able to make the play on a really strong arm.
Absolutely, just love to see that. That sort of stuff you can't teach. You can just see that sort of grit, that sort of determination. Such a young player like Georgia, just you cannot teach that. So that was amazing to see.
Megan Wheatley now the hitter. Curveball catching the outside edge for strike 1. 1-1 count with 2 out here. Top of the first, runner on second. That one, the top of the zone for strike 2. Reggie, are you used to seeing crowds like this? We can see the cars parked around the outfield. We see spectators all the way down the left field line. There's a bit of a bar and barbecue happening as well.
Well, we certainly always have the bar and barbecue running, that's for sure. But
Strikeout swing in there for Orsini on Megan Wheatley for the third out. Rebels did threaten getting that leadoff runner aboard, and but good defense from the Hills Heat. There's the shot of the crowd, Phil. Reggie.
yes, great to see so many people around today. Hills do a great job of certainly getting around any events. Pride Round certainly becoming a big event in the Hills calendar. I know it's certainly Hills Heat coach Scott Humphreys. It's one of his favourite events. So really good to see lots of different people here and lots of different people from different clubs, which is fantastic, getting out to support the Hills Heat, who do represent our association up here.
And you got the juniors that play on the Friday nights as well.
Yep, certainly do. I just come from coaching the under-16 white team, and we had a lovely win against the Chunga. So we've got 4 under-16 teams that are battling it out on a Friday night, and then usually our A-grade women straight afterwards. But yeah, plenty of solid juniors coming through, that's for sure.
Well, there's the Macclesfield team that just come off a good win in the curtain raiser game against the Pirates. And just before, we had a good look at the new Rebels Pride uniform top, and Jade Peterson's doing the work from the stripe for them tonight. One of the most experienced pitchers in the competition, pitching to Courtney Shepherd. They've made up a great pairing in the battery for the Rebels around the diamond. Bree McGee at first, Laura Helbig at second, Gemma Cochran at third, Megan Wheatley at shortstop, and the outfield left to right, Tamika Penglace, Caitlin Carroll and Tate Nicholson. So pretty settled lineup for Glenelg, and they're coming off that 1-0 loss, first game back from the break, but they also finished the first half of the season pretty strong with a win over Walkerville. And that was, I had the score here was 6-5. So a good result for Glenelg. They seem to be in pretty good form.
Definitely a young team, and a team that I see are improving every time they step out on the mound. And that relationship between Jade and Courtney, you can see, is just getting stronger and stronger.
Leading off for the Hills Heat's Georgia Ballard. Her sister Ruby's one of the bench sitters for the Heat. They've got a number of them tonight. Guess that happens when you've got the home field advantage.
Yes, for sure. Speaking of the Ballards, good sporting pedigree. Abby Ballard just recently made her debut for the AFLW Crows. So all the Ballards were there to watch.
Ball 4, so both pitchers leading off their efforts with a base on balls. Yeah, I only caught a little bit of the game, of her first game. She's played a couple now as well. Sent her a message as well, just to say how proud I was of her, because her sporting story includes softball along the lines, and she was a state representative as well. So we wish her all the very best with the Adelaide Crows AFLW side. Charlie Orsini, our guest from the East, is batting at number 2.
Love to see a pitcher that high up in the batting lineup, James.
Not all pitchers can hit 4, right? As she takes off on the pitch, a great throw from Shepherd, just gets around the tag of Wheatley. So Ballard moves across to second.
She's a very smart base runner, Georgia Ballard. Always finds a way to avoid the tag. She's well known for that fadeaway dive or slide, whatever it may be, to make sure she gets safe on base.
All decked out, replay showing her taking the outside of the base. Orsini, big swing at that one. Do we know much about Charlie's hitting? We will talk about her pitching, no doubt, throughout the broadcast, but
I don't know, but if she's like any other pitcher I know, I'm sure she swings hard.
Fouls this one off. Trying to make out the little stickers that she's got on her helmet. Is that for RBIs and home runs maybe, or can't tell?
Yeah, I don't know. Could be.
I was more thinking it's maybe how many apples she's had today. They look like apple stickers to me.
Low in the zone. Oh, out of the zone for a ball. Well, this one goes behind the batter.
Yeah, great take there by Courtney. Save a base.
So the pitchers aren't unfamiliar with pitching off a mat, because we've sort of introduced it temporarily in the Adelaide Club competition, the Premier League, but this one's a different mat. This one's a hard rubber. That one's fouled off.
Just got the knob of the bat there, I think.
But tell me, Steph, from a pitcher's point of view, changing diamonds all the time, changing, what you have to pitch off of, does that affect your rhythm at all, or are you? fouled down the right field line.
I mean, it can do. I've definitely pitched on lots of different surfaces over the time. Someone like Jade, I'm sure, has pitched on plenty of mats and grass and all sorts of surfaces alike. But it can throw you off a little bit. I'm sure she'll find her feet pretty quick, though.
Well, as you know, Steph, she's leading the strikeout count for the Premier League this season. Impressive tally of 122.
She's definitely done some work this season as Charlie takes a walk there on a full count.
Well, very unfamiliar for Peterson. Back-to-back walks. We mentioned a tally of 122 strikeouts. Her walk tally is only 22, so very impressive low walk numbers, but those two to start things off really give the Hills Heat every opportunity to score as a double steal's been put on. Ballard changes her mind, puts the anchors on, and she's thrown out running back to 2, and that's Caitlin Carroll, the centre fielder, with the put out.
What a great heads-up play there by Glenelg, making that throw. And sometimes you see a third base there just sort of blindly make that tag, but Gemma did a great job to run her down. Caitlin covered the base, and they got away with a cheap out at second base.
Well, our spectacular team of statisticians are sitting to my left, and they're just trying to work out who fielded that. I can tell you it was the centre fielder, as this one's grounded out to Wheatley. Williams is thrown out at first in a double play attempt. Glenelg are rolling here. Orsini thrown out at third, trying to get the extra base. Let's have a look at the all-decked-out replay. Wheatley fields it very well. Up comes firing is McGee. And a double play.
What a well-executed play there by Glenelg. Megan did an excellent job to field that ball on that grass. She went and got it. She's got a cannon of an arm, which set that play out really well. When that first initial throw might not be right on the money, it can really make it hard for that second throw to be perfect. But Glenelg did a bang, bang, bang. Bang play. Heels challenged them. The throw had to be perfect, and it was.
Well, it's good aggressive play early from both teams as well. The offense trying to make something happen, trying to score that run with none out and 2 runners on. And on the flip side of that, the Glenelg defense did not panic at all. They backed themselves as well with some good throws. Here's another angle of that double play to end the inning. Watch Orsini here. She sort of held up a little bit before she tried to take on the extra base, and a great play from the Rebels.
You can certainly see there how much the ball's slowing down on the grass infield compared to the Diamond 1 down at West Beach. You certainly don't have that same hop you get when you have an infield dirt diamond.
All right, well, we went around the Glenelg defense just then. We missed out the Hills.
Yeah, so as we mentioned before, Charlie Orsini's throwing to Peyton Daniels behind the plate. New face, but she's spent plenty of time catching previously. We've got Alex Mackey at 1, Megan Williams at 2, Georgia Ballard at 3, Danny Perez at short, Maddie Rocha in left, Abby Jorgensen is the flex in centre field, Sasha Pengles in right, and of course we have Georgia King, who is the DP for Abby Jorgensen tonight.
Yeah, they'll miss Abby in the batting lineup, I reckon, tonight, the Heat, but
especially when she's hitting 407 on the season.
Yeah, one of the young stars of the competition. And there's Tamika Pengles in the box for Glenelg. Doesn't like the dirt here, so she's just created a massive hole there next to the plate. Inside, jams her up a little, and Ballard comes charging, throws it across to Mackey for the first out.
Yeah, Tamika very unlucky there. Just not quite getting all of it, but done a great job to put the ball in play. Ballard coming through with the routine out from third base.
Jade Peterson now the new hitter for Glenelg. She's been in some good form with the bat of late. Jade, she's moved up the batting order, hitting 6 for Glenelg. Making some good contact in their game against you guys on the weekend, Steph.
She did indeed. She took a great swing at that pitch too. Just missed it over the top. You can see Charlie's going to keep throwing that drop ball and keep challenging her.
Orsini had some fire in that pitch where it was a little out of the zone.
great eye by Jade to hang off that one. It can be that up and in pitch can be really tricky as a hitter to stay off of. Looks so juicy out the hand, doesn't it?
Absolutely. 2-1 count. Gets away from Orsini and Daniels behind the plate. So 3-1 count here for the veteran. Swinging the Eastern Ghost. Advanced as well. You swing that one too, Steph.
I do indeed.
Ground ball straight back to Orsini. So does the fielding herself. Not a bad piece of the ball from Peterson, but perhaps straight down into that dirt. Slowed it down, as you mentioned before, Reggie.
Yes, yes. She had a really good at bat there, though. Really went after some good pitches from Oshini there. She's got a lovely presence on the mound, doesn't she, for a young girl? How old is she, Steph?
She's 18.
Yeah.
So she's just finished up year 12. She's actually committed to the University of Tennessee to go there in the fall of 2022 in the Power 5 Conference SEC. So watch that space next season.
Yeah, she's certainly got a lovely presence about her on the mound.
Yeah, she's already played in a few nationals. She headed over to America with the Aussie Diamonds, I think they were called, when over in Mankato.
Mankato, yeah.
Yeah, she's a great kid. Softball prodigy too. Her mum was also an excellent pitcher.
Yeah, I think we made mention of that during the under-17 schedule when in 2019, January 2019, it was made known to us that she was a second-generation pitcher.
Indeed, that's
Strikeout swing.
Phenomenal drop.
Oh, only 2 strikes.
Strike 2,
Charlie, we need 3 for an out.
Surely softball's in her blood. She should know that one.
This is Gemma Cochran in the box for the Rebels. Nice smile from her. She can see the funny side of it.
Gets her on that one.
And she does strike out on that one. So second strikeout for Orsini and a 3-up, 3-down inning. Well, the umpires for tonight's game, Damien McCauley behind the plate, Pete Fairley at first and Brett Tyler at third base there, supporting Pride Round, as we all are this weekend in their magnificent Pride blues that they're wearing. The rainbow down the spine of their back. And if you want to support the Pride Round, you can support and donate to -18. Steph, you got some more information on -18 for us?
Yeah, so you guys can jump online and have a look at -18 and all the awesome work they're actually doing. Their mission is about leading change, building social inclusion and advocating for an Australia where all young people are safe, empowered and surrounded by people that support them. So having a quick look online, there's some really great work that they're doing. There's heaps of really good resources that you can read about. There's articles just so you can educate yourself and your friends and your workplace. -18 will go out and do workplace training, so they'll go into your workplace and set up for a day. They'll do things like school workshops. I've got plenty of campaign, and of course there's some really, really cool, fun Pride merch on their website that you can go ahead and order yourself. Ooh.
So here we are, we're into the bottom of the second. Thanks very much for that, Steph, and great cause -18 is Peterson just fires that one a little wild, and that woke us all up, I think, including batter in the box. This is Georgia King, the DP. Exciting young player, Reggie, from the Hills, a product of the Hills Association. And look, I don't know all the rookies in the competition this year, but Georgia is really standing out for me this year.
Oh, for sure. She's certainly come into her own this year, working very hard behind the scenes, and I look forward to see what she can do for the rest of the season, and also coming into hopefully newly announced nationals and new dates today.
Yeah, very good announcement from Softball Australia. Georgia King hitting .297 on the season, and she puts this out to the right side, and she's got to be quick to beat it out. But the throw beats her to it. So a great play by Tate Nicholson out at right field. A 9-3. It breaks your heart as a hitter. You get a nice shot opposite field. Here's another shot of the replay, and a great call from the umpires there. Georgia King just robbed of a single from Tate Nicholson.
Great to see another young under-18 player and Tate Nicholson getting a go at right field and making a great play there, standing up well beyond her years.
This is Daniela Perez in the box for the Heat. Swing and a miss.
There's that great rise ball that Jade's got. She has some phenomenal spin, and she will get a lot of people swinging on that one.
Oh, bunt with 2 out attempt. It comes out of the glove of McGee in a diving effort. So Perez will get aboard. Let's have a look at the all decked out replay. Running bunt, it was popped up, and a chance goes begging. Was that a 2-strike bunt?
No.
Yeah, close to, was it? No?
1 strike.
One
Okay.
strike.
Peyton Daniels now with a runner on 1. Was a team leader in RBIs last year, and that's a feather in their cap for a team that boasted Amber and Georgia Hood. Amber, of course, over to West Torrens, and Georgia will go into a second weekend of college ball this weekend, and a great start for her fans at that one. Misses that chance to get the ball on the deck and advance the runner. 0-2 now for Daniels. Goes up the grip. And Peterson loves that outside edge and gets her looking on this occasion.
Yeah, the command that Jade's got of her pitches is absolutely next to none, and that just goes to show the experience that she's had. She's able to spin that rise ball, hit those edges, and sort of know how to set a batter up based on those spots, and she can understand the importance of hitting those spots, and that's something that we like to stress to a lot of our juniors, how important it is to be able to hit those spots, and that's something Jade does so well.
Alex Mackey now in the box, a former teammate of Jade Peterson. They played together at Seacombe. Peterson on loan, as you would say, this year, as Seacombe aren't in the Premier League this year. Mackey goes opposite field. Helbig does well to field that one. Gets it across to McGee for the 3rd out. So no damage from that drop chance. And, well, the Rebels up to the task so far.
So after 2 complete innings, scores are 0-0. There's been pretty similar innings. They've both had 1 runner on base, although that first inning that Hills started off with that double play. I love to see Hills running and pushing the other team really early, but maybe some of those base runners could have been a little bit costly later in the game.
Well, time will tell, won't they? And I think both teams quite a confident and aggressive start. So both teams feel like they're in it, and they both are at this point of the game. So early doors, it's 0-0 here after 2, and we'll see Orsini in her 3rd inning of work.
And let's not forget that Glenelg actually have a win on Hills earlier this year, so that's going to give them a little bit of confidence moving forward. Back in November, they actually upped the Hills 5-4.
So faced off 3 times for the season, including round 1 where Hills had an 8-3 win. Then later on in the season, round 6, it was that Glenelg defeat over the Hills. It was Glenelg's first win of the season. And then round 9, Hills got on top of Glenelg 5-1. So they match up pretty well looking at those score lines. And yet again, here they are, 0-0 in a tight contest. Yeah, so special thanks also to the partners that make this broadcast happen. So Hills Heat, as Helbig swings at that first pitch. Yeah, the Hills Heat are contributing to pay for this broadcast. So it's a unique sort of setup, and Spacequake Sports coming up to bring you the broadcast live from the Hills Heat ground, as this one jams up Helbig, and Orsini gets a slower line drive back to her for the 1st out. No, just on those that have helped contribute to make this happen tonight, all decked out. We spoke to Glenn Gambrell in the curtain raiser game. Hills Heat Firewood, Isaac and the team, Dickinson's Amusement, Smart Conveyancing, Garden Grove, and very special thanks to all those. We might read out a little bit more on each of those in the innings breaks from now on, guys, I think. So really to show the support of those that are supporting Hills softball.
Tate Nicholson, the hitter, coming up from that awesome play that she made in that last inning. Maybe hoping she can channel some of that energy, get herself on base, get something going for the Glenelg Rebels.
Gets a little piece of this. Mackie will toss it over to Williams covering first for a 3-4 and the second out.
So second time through the lineup here, Bree McGee coming back up to bat. Glenelg will be looking to make some more adjustments. They're doing a good job of getting the ball into the field. So they're making contact. We probably just need to work on punching the ball into those sort of more of those gaps and making a little bit more solid contact. But absolute props to them for making really good contact, or making contact to start off. Bree, of course, had that lead-off walk in the first inning.
Just swings at that high one, so she'll be a little disappointed in herself with that. She's generally got pretty good discipline in the box.
Ball's popped up, and Georgia Ballard takes control over the infield and takes a third out for the inning.
She's been in the play a fair bit there, Georgia Ballard, and third play of the game.
Very tidy innings from the Hills Heat. Going pretty quick. Well, not many pitches in that one either.
Yeah, after the first walk, they've retired the next 9. So Hills are looking pretty sharp in the field tonight. Just been handed a little note from our state coordinator of scoring, our lead statistician. A special shout out to Glenelg Rebels, who are playing tonight up here in the Hills for the first time, and a shout out to all the older Rebels as well, because they're celebrating their 75th year this year. They started in 1946, and they have a very special anniversary luncheon this weekend, next weekend, and for more information for that, you can jump onto the Glenelg Facebook page and social medias, and there's some great history that we've seen. I saw Kath Coral's glove yesterday from 1949, and it's an absolute rarity and a terrific piece of history. And Kath Coral, of course, is the player who our most valuable player, or best and fairest, is named after in the Premier League. So yeah, for those old Rebels that are watching at home, look out for that, and congratulations on your 75th anniversary. Bottom of the third, Sasha Penglace batting 8, playing against her sister tonight. Her sister out at left field, Tamika.
What an interesting dynamic that'll make.
This one's grounded back to Peterson, throws it over to McGee, and she nearly she nearly lost her footing there and had to make sure she stamps on first base to ensure the out.
Maddie Rocher up to bat. She is the 9-hitter here for the Hills Heat, looking to get something started. That 9-hitter plays such an important role on the team, because if that 9-hitter can get themselves on base, they're setting themselves up for the team to start the top of the lineup already with runners on base. So Coach Scott Humphreys has probably placed her strategically in that 9 hole as someone that he can rely on to get on base and turn the lineup over pretty quick.
Maddie no slouch in the box, hitting 222 this season too, which isn't bad for a girl that maybe not be getting as many as bats batting down the order, but certainly no slouch in the box as Maddie Rocher.
Yeah, she's got a short game as well as being able to hit one to the outfield. Fouls that one off. Magnificent night in Mount Barker. It's starting to get a little chilly. We've all got the big jackets on, but it's spectacular atmosphere. We're into the twilight, but lights are on full effect here. A few more upgrades as well since we were last here. We've got the new fences up around. They're up around the 8-foot high, surrounding the whole field. There's Rocha chipping in with a single to left field.
Beautiful shot, Maddie, adding to that average nicely.
And that's Hill's second hit of the game, so they've had 2 hits and 2 walks through their first 9. That's the first one to break the infield. Georgia King nearly had one. Nicholson had it right field, Rob Dirt. To lead off the second inning.
I like that option of a running bunt that Georgia just teased us with then. With one out and a runner on one, maybe not going to a conventional sack, but Georgia wants to get herself on base too. Takes a big hack at that one, just misses. But good to see such young hitters getting after the ball.
A little behind that as well, so it might have been what she was doing earlier before the swing, just waving that bat around. Just gone right up the handle this time. And does put down the bunt. Peterson's got to do the fielding. Traps it, fires it across to Helbig for the second out. Big punch out from Pete Fairley there. Might talk about that one later. Reg, you reckon?
Yeah. He's not too bad. He does wear glasses for a reason though, but very close call.
How does he take the feedback?
Not well, but yes, I do need to admit that my husband is definitely venturing in the umpiring world, and from what I hear, doing quite well. So look, I'm very proud of him to get a game in the A grade in the Premier League, and yeah, holding his own. I'd say almost a fairly good call there.
Hopefully he can take that confidence into his game tomorrow night for the Hahndorf Magpies men's team. Well, we're back to the pitcher v pitcher duel here. Peterson throwing to Orsini. She doesn't hold back, does she, Orsini?
No, she took a good cut at that one. 2-0, very good hitters count, and especially for a pitcher like Jade, who you know is so consistent, that pitch is likely going to be there. So not a bad pitch to swing at. She's showing good discipline in there, though. A few of those pitches have been just around the corner, but not tempted.
Do you think Charlie would have watched some of the Premier League before she came over to play against them, or?
I'd like to think she would have.
Yeah, maybe do some homework on some hitters, or perhaps the pitcher that she's going to face. Well, that's her second walk from Peterson, and I was going to get to that point that she's got the most strikeouts in the comp, and she hadn't really found a groove against Peterson, but then she just battles it out for a second walk. Wouldn't be too many players that have more walks than strikeouts against Peterson.
Great pickup, beautiful pickup behind the plate there.
Megan Williams had that ground out to Megan Wheatley at shortstop in that first inning to start that double play. So she'll be looking to punch something through the infield this time and score a run. She fouls that one off behind.
Friday night Premier League action. Doubleheader tomorrow. Called strike on Williams. Second of 4 games being broadcast thanks to Spacequake Sports. The Hills Heat and the Hills Softball Association hosting 2 tonight. This one's popped up to the right side. McGee backs back and completes the catch. So although 2 runners aboard for the Hills Heat in that inning, the Rebels defense holds them at bay, denying the Hills yet again.
Fantastic drone views tonight. It looks lovely up here.
Yep, there's the action being captured from the drone. Spacequake Sports have brought out all the stops tonight. Very special thanks to Ross as well, who's on the cherry picker just behind the backstop. There's a good view of the Enembo Park Sports Precinct and into Mount Barker in the background there. Is that right? Is that Mount Barker in the background? Just double checking.
Believe Totnes, by the way, is looking.
Totnes.
So,
All right. They're
yes,
good German Shepherd breeders out there. That's where I got my little Zoe from, out of Totnes.
Little, not so little.
My little Zoe, yeah.
Just a German Shepherd, just not little. My pug is little.
And so thanks to Ross, who's on the cherry picker. David, of course, is on the drone, and a very, very, very special thanks to Jono tonight. He's missing his beloved ice hockey, so we really appreciate you being here tonight, mate. So well done to the Spacequake Sports crew coming up to Mount Barker for tonight's coverage. Here we go. Top of the fourth inning. Caitlin Carroll in the box. Had a sacrifice bunt, her first turn at bat. As Orsini deals and a rollover drop Steph.
Yeah, potentially. Sort of tricky to tell from this angle specifically, but she definitely gets her body weight over the top.
And a unique wide stance at the plate.
It's very Monica Abbott looking, isn't it?
Yeah, sliding across.
Yeah, very old school. Love that. Whatever works.
And she doesn't go deep behind the plate with her left leg. The rules are you can be back off the plate. So instead she chooses a wider stance. What about you? Are you more comfortable with that new rule being back off the plate a little bit?
Yeah, to a degree. You want to find that happy medium where you're not so far, where you're sort of extending your legs too much. But potentially, I know that looking at the mat where it ends might play a factor that particular day, where I might set my back foot.
Big swing from Carroll, fouling that one off. Well, that one's taken in fair territory. Carroll's quick, but there she is again. Georgia Ballard, another play at third. Looked like she had the line to negotiate as the ball went from grass to dirt. Just a slight fumble, but fires it across in time.
A lovely stretch from Alex Mackey there, getting the job done at first base. But yes, Georgia Ballard, very cool and calm under pressure for a young girl. Good aggressive swing there. A little bit out of the zone though, but that would have looked nice and juicy coming from Charlie.
Shepherd's got a 250 average on the season.
So Courtney hit that ball to Georgia Ballard at third base, but Georgia put on a spectacular show for us last time. So same thing, Courtney will be trying to punch it through this time. You'll notice a lot of the Glenelg kidders are just catching the top of the ball, getting lots of ground balls, and on this grass it's really slowing down. So some sort of adjustment there, potentially moving around in the box, sort of staying more on plane with that really heavy drop ball that Charlie does throw.
Change up.
Haven't seen too many of those tonight, James. Second time through the lineup, might be time to whip them out of your back pocket.
Yeah, good to see all the tricks coming out from Orsini, so showing full respect to her opposition by doing that. And on a quality hitter as well. Gets a piece of this, but just a little under it as Megan Williams takes a good catch at second base for the second out.
Oh, hello, James. I was just going to say Megan Wheatley up to bat now. Quick runner, Megan. She did go down swinging her last at bat, so looking to make an adjustment. I could see her popping a little run and bunt down. She's very quick. But she definitely has the long six. She can hit a long ball too.
Swing and a miss on a low drop. Probably dropped out of the zone. Will she go back with a change again? Swing and a miss.
James, you should catch. Anyone ever told you that?
Well, another catcher gave me a tip just then. Lindy Radigan said that the signals are coming from the dugout, and so I picked them pretty early, actually. So here we go. Orsini again. High in the zone, gets a strikeout. She's ended 3 of the 4 innings with a strikeout. This one standing K, and that'll do it 1, 2, 3 inning for the Heels yet again. So after the lead-off walk has retired the next 12. All right, we can go back to our partners and thank them. We've mentioned All Decked Out. We had them as a special guest on. But Hills Heat Firewood, best way to keep warm in winter while being environmentally friendly, family-owned business specialising in river red gum delivered, sustainably sourced firewood direct to your home or business. Who have you got for us, Reg?
I've got a special thanks to Prime Sports. So Prime Sports have put together the Hills Heat playing shirts tonight. And they're very, very good company to deal with. We've sourced their uniforms from them over the last couple of years, and they've done a fantastic job of getting these Hills Heat uniforms together for us, and gee, they do look good.
And another special thanks to Garden Grove, all the way out there on Golden Grove Road in Golden Grove, my local area. Special shout out to they deliver to all suburbs, not just in Golden Grove. The one-stop shop for your landscaping supplies.
King goes first pitch. It's high. It's in foul territory. And Bree McGee stretches out, takes a great catch in foul territory.
Bree read that really well off the bat. But just going back, Garden Grove delivering to all suburbs, not just all the way out there in the northern suburbs. Definitely one-stop shop for your landscaping supplies, irrigation, paving, and plants. Do love me some plants. And they have a beautiful cafe there. I can vouch for that.
Danny Perez. That's 5 for the Heat. It's one of those players that always contributes. Swing and a miss on this one. Has the support just around this venue. We can see the men's players from the Curtain Raiser game have stuck around, and the fans down the foul lines are here watching, supporting. There's plenty of noise, great atmosphere.
Loving to see representatives from all clubs out here as well. I've seen Sturt, I've seen West Torrens, I've seen Port Adelaide. I've seen a heap of different clubs out here. So really good to see everyone supporting, getting behind the cause.
There's Perez, she pops up at, oh, great catch from Carroll. I thought it was going to find the gap. She comes charging in, and she makes it in plenty of time as well. She didn't even have to lay out. We'll make a diving effort. Let's have a look at the All Decked Out replay.
You can certainly see that foot speed there that Carroll's got, making plenty of ground, and almost making that catch look easy.
Yeah, she got there with time to spare in the end, didn't she?
Peyton Daniels goes first pitch.
Very unlike Peyton. She usually likes to watch the first one over. So maybe a bit of a change in adjustment from the Hills Heat hitters.
Well, she did go down looking in her first at-bat, so maybe coming out a little bit more aggressive this time to get the ball in play.
And again, goes looking for one. It's down low. Gets a piece of this one, but pops up to second base. Laura Helbig in the spot. So 3 fly balls.
So 4 complete innings, James, and we're 0-0.
Yeah, 0-0. Well, this has been the theme for Glenelg, haven't it? So far in this back half of the season, just grinding it out until they get their opportunity. They're steady in their defence, so a much improved Glenelg side from the first part of the season.
Yeah, I definitely think their position on the leaderboard right now is definitely not indicative of how their last few games and how their momentum's going. And I think they're, like, for their sake, I really hope that their luck sort of changes because they're in all these games. They're definitely a team that you just never know how the game's going to go.
Certainly having good at bats. No easy outs in that lineup whatsoever. So let's see what they can do.
Well, we can't do it without the support of our partners, but West Torrens Softball Club created the initiative of the Pride Round. Last year was the inaugural year, and they're back again this year and supporting -18. So if you haven't seen it already in the comments on our live stream, you can donate to -18 via the link. We've pinned the website that you can donate from, and just looking for a modest tally of about $500 from the softball community over the course of this weekend. And all your support will be very much appreciated. So get behind -18.
Yeah, and they do such great work, focusing mostly on the youth and providing a lot of really safe events and platforms for a lot of those youth to come out and explore as well. So great to see. Definitely have a look at their website and see all the great things that they're doing. As Tamika Penglace leads off the top of the 5th inning. Tamika grounded out to third base. Georgia Ballard in the hot corner over there, her last at bat. And is actually leading Glenelg Rebels hitting stats this season. She's missed a few games, so hasn't been here for all of them, but she's actually sat right at the top there. So Glenelg would definitely be looking to her to get something going as she just fouls that one behind.
Well, that's unsurprising from the veteran because she just digs deep all the time. She's got plenty of grit, and 9 hits on the season and a 281 batting average, 6 walks as well, so a keen eye. Only one batter with more hits on the season for the Rebels, and that's Courtney Shepherd.
Can always count on Tamika being a tough out. She's always going to battle herself, pop her heels in and really work hard to get herself on base.
Holds her hands back on that change of pace and fouls it off.
Certainly proving to be a tough out here for Charlie.
It's high and way out of the zone.
Everyone has a bit of a giggle at that one, I see. You know what, though? Isn't the best thing ever when you see a pitcher throw like that and you look at them and their face is just like, that's exactly what I meant to do. That's my favourite thing ever to see.
Well, goes back to the trusty down ball, and too good for Penglace on this occasion. So Orsini starts things off as she left it last inning with a strikeout. 4th for the game. We'll come back to you in a sec here, Reggie, but I just want you to have a think about this for now. You're our state coordinator of coaching, so going to get you to put your coaching hat on now. Who's going to break the deadlock here and how they're going to do it? So have a bit of a think about that as we watch Orsini versus Peterson for their second battle. A ground ball to the right side. Megan Williams was trying to make the ground. It looked like it may have came off the cleat, and Peterson's aboard safely.
Look, I think from a coaching point of view, both teams are looking very strong. Peterson there just showing her experience in the box. So I'd be interested to see what the Glenelg coaching staff do here to advance that runner and hopefully put them on the scoreboard. So let's see what happens.
Well, 1 out, you're still going small ball?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's put the pressure on.
Well, she gets after this first one. A backhand play from Williams, who's going to turn 2. So Cochrane gets a nice piece of the ball. Williams has to go to the backhand side. Tags the runner who's coming past in Peterson. and then underhands it all the way over to first base. Here's the all decked out replay. Just got a piece of Peterson, and Mackie does well to complete the double. So some excellent defense from both sides, keeping the score at 0-0.
Yes, yeah, maintaining that score.
What a great way to answer that play by Megan Williams after just sort of fumbling that ball before. She turns around and says, "Hey Charlie, I got it." Takes a ground ball and cleans up a mess as such. But no, it did a great job, and a great job by Charlie to sort of keep forcing those ground balls. I've seen a couple double plays tonight.
Yep, one from each team. Look back to our partners that help support us. We have a look at the crowd that's in tonight. Spectacular to see some different uniforms on as well. So it looks like not only is the Adelaide competition supporting it, but the Hills competition as well. Dickinson Amusements on South Road. A lot of thanks to them as well. South Road, Edwardstown. Check out their range in-store, operating for over 60 years. A large range of juice boxes, karaoke machines, and coin-operated amusement machines, along with very popular party hire equipment. Dickinson Amusements, jukebox, karaoke games, and more.
Alex Mackey to lead off here in the bottom of the 5th inning. We've been moving along quite nicely here.
Yeah, and only 53 minutes in, so probably go the full 7 innings. And
maybe even a tiebreaker.
if there's time, a tiebreaker.
That'll be fun.
Gets a piece of this, just out of reach of Helbig. She did lay out for it. Nicholson was there to support, but it's a single to Mackey to lead things off in the 5th. Coming from the 7-hitter, exactly what Coach Humphreys would have wanted. Looks like he's going to go to his dugout as well, bring on a pinch runner.
Absolutely, and a great pitch runner in that. One of the fastest in our game going around in the state at the moment, young Ruby Ballard. Shout out to
Wrong
Ruby
club.
Fid. Look, yeah, absolutely. Ruby Ballard got the wheels, and a very smart base runner for a young girl.
What a great opportunity too for someone so young to come into such a high pressure situation. 0-0 ball game, you're line streamed on Space Quake, you're playing in an A grade. What an awesome opportunity for her right now.
In a Hills Heat home game as well. She played in 11 games so far this season with 26 plate appearances, but looks like this is her role in the team, is her wheels as Shepherd takes it on and throws out that runner.
Fantastic.
Just
throw
standing
on
up
running.
again, the Rebels.
Threw a strike to second base there. Very unlucky, Ruby. Like great lead off and perfect timing off that base, but Shepherd had her absolutely covered. And great tag by Megan Wheatley there to stop that advancing runner.
Yeah, and how about that pitch from Jade? It almost looked like it might have been a pitch out because Courtney was able to stand up and gun that throw in without hesitating. It was bang, bang play for Glenelg, for Courtney Shepherd. That was incredible.
Great softball action. Last year's Hills home game saw a few of the top 20 plays of the year. So we've seen a couple of those already tonight that might feature the double plays and that throw over from Shepherd.
I think was it Jenna Letton's catch? Someone in right field took an incredible catch last year.
Amelia Dolphin.
Amelia Dolphin, that's the one. Oh, she does plenty of those.
Yeah,
now.
she does
That's
then.
an everyday.
They're regular now. Strikeout for Penglace for the second out. So what started off very promising for the Heat in the bottom of the 5th inning to break the deadlock. The leadoff got on from a single, 2 outs in 1 plate appearance.
Bringing up Maddie Rocha, who actually had a hit to left field her first at bat. She fouls that one off down left field line this time.
Maddie Rocha certainly looking very tuned in the box tonight, going after some good pitches. So be interesting to see what she can do here, see if she can get herself on and hopefully get a bit of a 2-down rally going.
Well, I just went quiet for a moment because I was checking the stats. I couldn't believe my eyes. Only 2 strikeouts for the game for Peterson. So that strikeout against Penglace, just her second for the game. So the defense really supporting her tonight as she finds the bottom of the zone there. And then on the flip side of that, I saw that Hills Heat actually do have a pretty low strikeout count. Only 97 strikeouts on the season. It is third in numbers-wise compared to the other teams, but one of those sides with a low strikeout count is West Torrens, who's played 1 or 2 less games than them. So well done to the Hills Heat, really being able to negotiate Peterson, and then well done to the Rebels defence for standing up tonight. There's Rocha again, trying to go deep into the count here against Peterson. She's behind 1-2.
Good to see Jade moving into a bag of tricks, though, to not just get strikeouts, but to come up with pop-ups, groundouts, and things like that as well.
Trying to get that outside edge, and not a bad place to pitch with umpire Macaulay. Do the pitchers know the specific umpires and where their zones are, do you think?
Not particularly. I think I go out there just expecting, just looking at the strike zone I've got today and working with the umpire as such. Not specifically expecting or hoping anything, just taking it as it comes.
Full count, 2 out. Smashes it to the left side. Penglis does not move to complete the catch. So great piece of the ball from Rocha. We thought we were getting some action there, and a great catch taken from Glenelg. Here's the all decked out replay.
Read so well. Yeah, she read that so well, didn't she?
Didn't really have to move. So that's the kind of catch you want as a left fielder, isn't it? You know. So yeah, she jogs off, says thank you very much, Maddie Rocha, but unlucky to Maddie.
I feel like those ones are when you do like a awkward little dance,
yes,
but it's actually come straight to. That's what I would do anyway.
Yes.
It's hit to me, and I'm like, ah! And I take like 40 steps in the same spot and don't move. But no, very cool, calm, collected out there, Tamika.
Well, very special thanks to the Adelaide Club Competition and also the Hills Heat for supporting the West Torrens Softball Club with their Pride Round initiative in partnership with -18. The Hills Heat are a family club, and delighted our amazing sponsors and family-owned businesses that give back to the community. We've mentioned All Decked Out, Hills Heat Firewood, Dickerson Amusements, Garden Grow, Prime Sports, but also thanks to On-Site Rental for providing the cherry picker for tonight, bringing you some fantastic vision. Thanks to Spacequake Sports, Access Scaffolding as well. We've got the Spacequake Sports camera crew on those. Deep centre field down the first base line. Hi to David, who's that's the camera angle that we've got here right now. SA Potato Co. for the hot spuds tonight. Bluey Baronia for the Pride decorations, Spacequake Sports for the live stream, and West Torrens Softball Club for their fantastic Pride Round initiative. Top of the 6, or a hell big swing and a miss. We haven't even reached the hour mark and we're at the top of the 6. So if this is locked away after 7 complete innings and there's still at least 5 minutes of time left on the clock, we will go into tiebreakers. Orsini with a strikeout. So she's picked the strikeout rate back up this second time through the lineup to have 5 for the game now.
Yeah, she looks like she's starting to find a bit of form, feeling a little bit more comfortable, potentially developing again that relationship with the catcher and the calling.
Piece of the ball is a simple catch for Mackie. So we thought that one to left field was easy. Mackie gets that one this time.
Absolutely. She looked like she read that beautifully off the bat there, and just took a very comfortable, easy catch. Thank you very much. It's almost as though Nicholson threw it to her.
It does feel like as we're going deeper into this game, though, both teams are starting to hit the ball a little bit harder. So I'm feeling like one of these teams are about to punch through and give us something to work with.
Top of Glenelg's lineup here too, with Bree McGee back up to bat for the 3rd time round, I believe.
She walked her first at bat. She popped up to Georgia at third base in the hot corner, her second at bat.
Just a little outside, and Orsini has a think about that one.
Bree McGee's your ideal lead-off hitter, isn't she? She's got a great eye, you know, great presence in the box, and let's see if she can get on base here, do her job.
2-0 count for the batter, hitting count. Or 3-0 count. Yeah, there we go. So
That second walk on the night for Bree McGee. Starting something off here.
well, there is 2
Hopefully.
out.
Well, hopefully
So
starting something
yeah,
off.
so needs Caitlin Carroll and Courtney Shepherd to string a couple of hits together, break this deadlock, because they have fought so hard tonight, the Rebels. Neither team deserves to lose this game, so perhaps the first draw of the season could be on the cards.
Oh, there hasn't been one yet.
Hasn't been a
There
draw
were
yet.
plenty of them
Oh,
last
yeah.
year. I remember being involved in several.
And another relatively easy catch for the fielder at shortstop, Danny Perez, for the 3rd out. So a little bit of a chance, a little bit of a sniff there for the Rebels. They'll still get another opportunity because there's plenty of time. But the Hills Heat now with the work ahead of them. It's 0-0 halfway through the 6th.
Yes, I believe we're back up to the top of the Hills Heat lineup, so an ideal time for them to really hit the straps, start to make some adjustments in the box, and hopefully get to the experienced Jade Peterson here.
Now, I've just heard in my ear that we've missed someone, and we don't like to miss anyone out because we do want to thank everyone who's giving back to the Hills community and helping us bring this special Friday night broadcast, and that is Smart Conveyancing. So to contact the team, and they'll be able to help you out. So is the smart way to handle your legal formalities of property transaction, buying, selling or leasing. They've got it all covered. So Smart Conveyancing, very special thanks to the team at Smart Conveyancing. You know any of these partners, Reg? You used any of them before?
Yes, Hills Heat Firewood. I drive past them every day on the way to work. Yeah, so there's a few people around the hills that have done some fantastic job getting us some sponsorship this year. Lots of new sponsors on board. And what a fantastic way to promote your business through Pride Round and, you know, getting some great exposure through Space Quake Sports.
Well, Peterson now into a 6th inning of work.
Love those pitches from Peterson. You saw Georgia swung at that sort of top of the zone. Rise ball was just underneath it. Jade went straight back at her, threw it a ball higher, but Georgia stayed off that one that time. Then came down with a low pitch, changed that eye level up. Maybe we'll see her come back to that rise ball, or maybe an off speed or an away pitch. I don't know.
1 ball, 2 strikes. If you want to strike out pitch with Peterson, I reckon she wants the outside edge.
Or up and in. That was close. That was close.
It was a little of both, wasn't it, there?
Yeah.
Where maybe she just lost her form a little there, Peterson, as the night goes on. The temperature's dropped a little bit as well. She is all rugged up. She's got the undershirt on tonight. Change up. Foul ball called, but we saw the batter take off in a hurry.
Just ticked that one. I did say off speed. I like that call by young Courtney Shepherd.
Yeah, she's been cool and great. She's learning a lot from her pitcher throughout the season. And as we speak, I can see one of those fantastic SA Potato Co. hot spuds in front of me. You had one earlier tonight,
I did have one
Steph?
earlier. It was fantastic. Can't wait to go back for seconds because I'm still hungry and I want more. Second dinner.
Ballard fouls this one off.
I did wander past the hot potato stand earlier, and I saw some of the regular Blues from town up there with the apron on. Neville Lawrence, you know, putting the
KT.
pineapple
Helping
on
out,
the
and KT helping
yes.
out. Good to see everyone getting around it. Great at bat there by Georgia Ballard. Real discipline. Just fouled off all those close ones. Gets herself a walk to lead off the bottom of the 6th inning.
Is this the moment? We have a runner aboard, a lead-off runner for the Hills.
So Charlie Orsini's picked 2 walks tonight, so she's obviously got a good eye. She's going to show bunt there. Courtney's going to check the runner at 1. You've got to think this is a pivotal moment in the game. for either team. If Glenelg manage to get themselves out of this could be the turning point for them. But for the Hills, this is going to be that real pivotal moment where they can convert a run here.
Going to the slap there, Charlie did. Not a bad call from Scott Humphreys, but Jade was well on top of it with that rise ball.
Yeah, you might see pitchers that have strong rise balls, such as Jade, whenever they might suspect a bunt, you might see them go towards that rise ball in the hope that they're going to pop the ball up. Just a couple questions over there by Charlie. Yeah, you might hope that, you might see a picture of the strong rise ball, throwing that rise ball in a bunt situation can be quite easily when you're bunting to get underneath it and pop the ball up, and that will keep that runner on the base.
Yeah, so just double check the count from plate umpire Macaulay and Peterson with the strikeout. So third strikeout of the night. And key moment as well, the 2-hitter after the leadoff got on. Here's the 3-hitter, Megan Williams.
So after seeing Courtney throw Ruby out earlier in the game, I guess maybe this could have been an idea for a hit and run or like a bunt or a steal or something, but I'm sure Coach Scott Humphreys keeping that back in his mind that Courtney's got her best arm on tonight. Might be playing a little bit more conservatively.
How's that off?
Great pitch from the outside corner there. Whew, this is quite the moment.
I'm feeling it as well. Yeah, the tension is building, and we've all gone a little bit quiet with the expectation that what happens next may determine the outcome of the game. It's Williams to the backhand side of the shortstop. It's going to be an infield single. Ballard arrives safely to second, and the Rebels, well, you wouldn't say backs against the wall, but they're definitely getting challenged right here. They've got the 4-batter in the box. She's been pretty aggressive tonight, Georgia King. She found the grass her first turn at bat to be denied a single from Tate Nicholson, but with the speedy Georgia Ballard on second, she represents the go-ahead run.
And I tell you what, in this situation, you've got a hitter that's shows a running bunt, pulls back on the ball. Interesting choice. You've got a hitter up to bat who's had 2 hits right side, 1 robbed of a safe hit. That's exactly what you want to see in this situation. Runner on 2 in scoring position. Coach Scott Humphreys is going to be hoping for a safe hit anywhere, but ideally that ball right side. Absolutely love that from your 4-hitter though. 4-hitter, presumably big, strong power hitter, not afraid to put down a running bunt. Yeah,
key, isn't it? That not only can you be relied upon to bring in the runs, but you can also advance them as well.
Really hoping to probably catch those corners off guard as well.
Has a good cut at that one, George. She certainly can swing a bat. If she connects, it will go.
This is where Jade has an opportunity to really show her experience.
Perfect placement for King. Get the ball behind the runners, advancing both. So Williams safely to second, Ballard safely to third. She had a cheeky look, and the second out is made in a good play from McGee. Well, they're ringing the changes now, aren't they? The Hills Heat, they want to drive in these 2 runs, and who better than this batter in the box?
Lauren Christensen, who famously had an incredible end to the season last year. Definitely long ball hitter. Can see her hit that ball anywhere on the diamond, left side, right side. I would probably put my bets on her too to put her in this moment as well.
She's certainly proven time and time again. She comes up clutch, and exactly that is a great coaching move. That's what I'd do too.
Well, the writing was on the wall, wasn't it? As soon as the change was made, you saw the Glenelg Rebels coaching staff send that message out. There's no damage here if they can get a cheap out, loading the bases and putting the force on, and we can see a re-entry immediately, and Daniela Perez comes back on. So Lauren Christensen did not have to face a pitch, and she's
just the respect that you got to show her there. But bringing up Peyton Daniels, who arguably in this situation, all I know of Peyton is that she thrives in this. She thrives in this sort of high pressure. She's always the player that I want to come in, and putting this on her, I think she's going to be I think she's going to deliver here.
Well, we saw 2 different at-bats so far in the game. We saw her watch the entire first at-bat, and it was a KC. And then her second at-bat, she swung at every pitch as Scott Humphreys calls timeout and was to have a chat.
Perhaps just, making sure the troops are on board here, know what they're trying to execute in this play, helping Peyton out with making sure she's nice and calm and going after her pitch in the box, hopefully putting the Hills Heat up and ahead here.
Well, Humphreys only just turned 30 last year, but he's got plenty of experience in coaching. He's been doing it for as long as he's been playing, and he had a pretty good playing career as well. So he'd be out there trying to settle the nerves of his young batter. As she crushes this down the left side, it just drifts foul, and you can see the disappointment from the Hills Heat team. They thought they were in. That would have scored 2.
Yeah, I think the Rebels got very lucky there. Very, very lucky.
Well, 1-1 count for Daniels.
So, James, how do you play this hitter in the outfield? You sit deep trying to catch that ball, or do you give her the respect and play?
Well, not too many have gone deep tonight. And she swings hard at this one, trying to change that. So if you're going to play the percentages, Peterson's only given up 3-4 hits, 2 of them infield singles, and the others have been ground balls to the outfield. So I wouldn't be too deep. I wouldn't be expecting a shot over the head. Now behind the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes for Daniels. And Peterson now has got to draw on all of her experience. Get it out of the zone, get her chasing a bad pitch maybe.
Especially with the fence being so close, you can probably afford.
Great catch from Gemma Cochran to deny the Heat. They threatened, they had the lead off on. They advanced the runner, brought in a pinch hitter who got intentionally walked to load the bases. And then with 2 outs, here on the all decked out replay, Gemma Cochran takes a great backhand catch for the 3rd out.
Gee, that's what you want out of your third baser, isn't it? Just that reaction catch, and possibly, saved a good run, if not 2 runs there.
It's not the game.
Yes, absolutely. We're getting very deep, but what a great
I've
catch.
just got chills for both teams. What a great outcome there for Glenelg. And we talked a little bit before about turning points in the game. That could have been a turning point for either team. So Glenelg can take that sort of momentum into this hitting inning. But Hills, they're going to have to fight as hard as they can there and turn over that bottom part of the order. They'll be coming up 7, 8, 9 in that 7th inning to try and get something done. But first things first for Hills, they need to focus on shutting out Glenelg here as they coming up to their 3, 4, 5 hitters in the lineup.
Well, this is the top of the 7th. There's about 15 minutes to play, so the game is on the line right here and right now. It's come down to this. Rebels have been steadfast over the last 2 games. They've only given up 1 run defensively, but they're yet to put the run on the board. This is where they look to their 3-hitter, Courtney Shepherd. She'll lead things off here in the top of the 7th. Premier League action will continue tomorrow. 2 o'clock, it is the Pride game. It's the big showcase game, and it is top of the table. It is the Falcons and the Eagles. Battle for top position is still red hot. It's going strong as we run into the finals. Then at 4 o'clock, Port Adelaide versus Walkerville. Walkerville fighting to keep their final chances alive. Premier League action 2 and 4 o'clock tomorrow in a big double header. The final 2 of 4 games over this weekend. This is game number 2. This is Charlie Orsini pitching for the Hills Heat, a new name. Made the trip over from New South Wales. Pitching to Peyton Daniels. Hills Heat's one and only home game for the season. We're in Mount Barker, Littlehampton in the Adelaide Hills. Pride round, both teams sporting Pride uniforms, hoop socks, rainbow hoop socks. Plenty of colour here tonight.
When you said hoops before, I was looking for big dangly earrings. I'm not going to lie.
Hills Heat uniforms tonight have a very special meaning. As last year, Scott Humphreys got us to dedicate our tops with some initials to someone we'd like to dedicate our playing tonight to, and a little message to them. So in the fine print of the, fouls that one off. In the fine print of, you probably can't see it on the screen, but on our shirts, there are numerous little quotes and mottos in dedication to Pride Round and what we're standing for.
Give us an idea, Reggie.
Well, I'm actually wearing one tonight. I'm wearing a couple of our Hills Heat, so one of our Hills Heat juniors, the poor girl, unfortunately, shot.
There's a shot from Courtney Shepherd, straight up the middle.
To break up the no-hitter that Charlie Orsini had going on as well.
First hit of the game for the Rebels, up the middle, Courtney Shepherd. Who else? Courtney Shepherd with the single and their lead-off. Finally aboard, first time since the first inning they've had their lead-off on.
And you just love to see the smile on the young girl's face, don't you? That's why we play the game.
Wheatley with the short ball. Good play from Alex Mackey, very reliable at first base, fires it across to Williams for the first out, but advancing Shepherd to 2.
And Megan doing the team thing there, perfect place to put the bunt, making sure Shepherd made it easily to second base there. Let's see what Penglaze can do here. Hopefully RBI time for Tamika.
How about this, bringing up two of your more experienced players in Tamika and Jade. You can't really be hoping for anyone else.
Great pick up by Peyton Daniels there.
Great eye there by Tamika. Stay off that one. Charlie's going to do her best to get Tamika to swing at a ball. As a pitcher, that's what you're always looking to do. You're trying to fool those hitters to swing at balls. Tamika's not having a bar of it though.
Swing and a miss. So top of the 7th, maybe last chance for Glenelg. But this is also going to show the mettle of this young Hills Heat team. Pushed to 7 innings. They've dropped a lot of games by 1 run this year.
Peyton's doing a great job behind the plate with some of those lower balls. Beautiful glove work to make sure that ball is staying in front of her and that runner is not advancing.
Tamika just going to call time there to chat to Coach Nat Brinkworth over there.
What would you be telling your hitter that here, Steph, after she's called time herself? What do you think that was about?
Well, it looks like Tamika had something to say to Nat, so I'm not really sure. It wasn't Nat that called the timeout.
Do you think maybe she was asking, make sure they save me a hot spud for after the game? that spud looks very good, James.
I can't wait to eat it. It's going to get cold sitting in front of me.
SO Potato Co. delivering the goods. Well done.
Strike called as Penglaze thought that one was low. Hills Heat have lost 5 games by 1 run this year.
Wow. Very, very unlucky. They are certainly competitive, but yeah, obviously that could be a telling factor when come finals.
Gets a piece of this. Ground ball to Ballard, who checks the runner. Shepherd stands still, so she does the job and then fires it across to Mackey for the second out. So this defensive game played by both teams has been elite. As we see Caitlin Carroll come in as courtesy runner for Shepherd, and there's the ground out on the all decked out replay. Well, here's Peterson. Can she do herself a favour? Put one in the alley, maybe? Swing and a miss. She really went hard for that one.
Yes, big swing on that one, but I'd be going after that pitch too. It looked nice and juicy.
Gets a piece of it. It looked like it was coming harder than it probably was, as Perez first instinct was back, but then had to come forward to complete the catch. We are 10 more minutes left in the game. So a quick inning quick 3 up, 3 down inning here for the Hills Heat might see us go into a tiebreaker, but the Hills Heat can slow it down. They can play the game at their own pace here. They can be careful, and they can try to score that elusive one run. On the other side of the coin here, we could see that the Rebels just take their time. Just make sure that they get 3 outs and come away from this road trip with a draw.
I can't imagine Hills Heat over there thinking about that time rule at the moment. They'd be out there just wanting to play. They'd be out there wanting to score a run and win the game.
Pretty handy lead-off hitter too. Alex Mackey had a single to right field last time, so let's see what she can do here, leading off the innings for the Hills Heat.
Yeah, first at bat she had a ground out to second. Second at bat she had a single to right field. So if I'm Glenelg Rebels, I'm thinking alive on that right side of the diamond for sure.
It's already 2:50, and it's uphill.
So leading off the bottom of the 7th here, we have 7, 8, 9 hitters: Alex Mackey, Sasha Pengles, Maddie Rocha.
Mackey gets settled. Peterson into her motion. Change up first pitch. So
Like
doing their homework. Yep, aggressive hitting last time from Mackey. Hills Heat, their dugout, all up on their feet. And I can see there will be a change as well for Sasha Pengles. We can see Talia LaRosa in the on-deck circle, so a change coming from the Heat. Used their substitution last inning pretty well with Lauren Christensen.
Yes, absolutely. Scott Humphries made some great changes tonight with trying to use Ruby Ballard's speed.
Pop up right side. Tate Nicholson needs to get under this to complete the catch. I can see to my right the Glenelg dugout. All of them got off their seat to have a look at that one closely, and Tate Nicholson takes a good catch. Here it is again on the all decked out replay. Read it pretty well. And here's the change. Talia LaRosa in the left-handed batter's box, so don't see too many left-handers in the Premier League, Steph.
No, not too many lefties out there, and sometimes as a pitcher, when you are in a rhythm of throwing to exclusively right-handed hitters, it can set you. It can throw your rhythm off a little bit. It'll be interesting to see what Jade does. Typically, she doesn't have a huge amount of east-west movement. It's more north-south, so she shouldn't have too many problems adjusting what she's been previously throwing, but it can potentially take away that curveball on the inside corner to a lefty.
Now, you've got a good knowledge of her game, Reggie, club teammates at Harndorf. Could you ask for a better player in the box right now in this situation?
Absolutely not. Talia is the definition of clutch when it comes to big moments. And I would expect to see her reach base here, if not have a very good quality at bat. She, is certainly a league leader up here, having run many association best and fairest, and rightfully so.
Oh, she's behind in the count here. That was on the outside edge, so no hitters like the one on the outside edge, do they? Not when they want to pull. Peterson ahead of the count. High for a ball, and
I tell you what, if LaRosa can manufacture herself here as a base runner, you got Maddie Rocha on deck, who's had a safe hit to 7 and also a line drive out there to 7. So if I'm Scott Humphries looking at my roster, Maddie Rocha is the one I want up next to.
oh, it's a good battle. It's a full count. LaRosa has watched all 5 so far. Ground ball back to the pitcher. She blinks as she goes to field the ball, and that was enough to get it away from Peterson. And LaRosa now aboard. So 1 out, runner on.
Yeah, certainly hit that ball very hard back at Jade. She was very unlucky not to snag that one, but puts the Hills Heat in a very good position. Sorry,
Yeah,
Steph.
and we've talked about the grass deadening the ball all game, and that one seemed to accelerate. It came straight back up in Jade's face. Maddie here, patient, knowing she's seeing the ball well. She's not going to go out there swinging after anything up and out like that. See Maddie there take a deep breath.
Oh, goes the running bunt. Interesting.
Again, that element of surprise here when you know that Maddie's hitting the long ball all game. Definitely caught the corners off guard, showed that running bunt.
Infield single that was scored as off of Peterson. So LaRosa aboard from that single. There's that running bunt attempt from Rocha, but she pulled out. But that was a called swing. 1 ball, 2 strikes. LaRosa keen to get off the base. Swing and a miss. Great pitching from the veteran.
Love to see that from Jade. As a hitter who'd been seeing the ball well all game, Jade manages to steady herself, steady the team, and come up with a key strikeout here. And you know what? I love to see that she's smiling. She's having fun out there, I tell you what.
4th strikeout of the game. This is Georgia Ballard, the Hills' original leadoff hitter. She has got on twice, both times from walks. Time seems to be ticking away, so this could be it. Hills got 1 out left to bring this run in. It's a pop-up. It's out to Caitlin Carroll. We're going to have a 0-0 draw here in the Hills. Let's watch Macaulay check his watch. He's called the ball game, and, well, we said it earlier in the game. We could see the first draw of the season. It'd be fitting for both these teams to walk away with something tonight, and they have in this Pride round. We've seen the first draw of the season. There's the all-decked-out replay of Caitlin Carroll taking that catch, and wow, what a game between these two sides. The Rebels making their first appearance here at Anembo Park. The Hills Heat, a home game. Hills had a guest pitcher in Charlie Orsini from New South Wales throwing for him tonight, but gee, didn't both pitchers do well. I will pass it over to you two. Talk us through it. Let's see who's been your player of the game, and perhaps where there might have been a couple of missed opportunities, or where these two teams saved the game.
Yeah, I mean, it's really in a 0-0 draw. It's really hard to go past both pitches, I suppose, if you're talking player of the game, but also the defense. 0-0 draws, both through shutouts. Both pitchers collected a few strikeouts here. You can see that Hills definitely had their opportunities. They actually had 7 runners left on base. So Glenelg defense really sort of knuckled down to be able to limit those 7 base runners to no runs. So to me, I don't know, both pitchers, Georgia Ballard had a cracker over there at third base. She came up with some real great plays for me. And then with the bat, Maddie Rocha did really well, but I don't know. What do you think, Reg?
Yeah, look, I tend to agree, Steph. Like, both pitches went really well. Looking at, you know, some of their results from their at-bats, well, you can't go past the pitches. I tell you what, they've really held it strong. Jade showing her experience and using all their tools in her toolkit. And Charlie Orsini, gee, she's one to watch for the future, isn't she?
Terrific performance. Orsini 5 strikeouts, Peterson with 4, so you got to give the credit to the defense as well. Both teams with some sharp double plays, and absolutely terrific game for a 0-0 draw.
Yeah, and you look back at that, like that catch that Gemma Cochran took down the line at third base, that could have
with
saved
loaded
them.
bases.
Absolutely, that could have saved the game. That last hit, that line drive hit that Jade had to shortstop, that could have been game-changing. There was just so many of them.
Yeah, so as far as for players of the game, did we come up with someone? You said both pitchers. Let's point out an individual. Let's have a look. Georgia Ballard got on twice, and she had a bunch of plays at third. Orsini pitched a beauty and got on twice from a couple of walks as well. But the hitters for the Hills Heat tonight were Williams had a hit. We saw Alex Mackey with a hit. She played well at first. Maddie Rocha with a shot. Sasha Penglace. Sorry, that was Talia Rosa infield single, as was Danny Perez. So,
and then Courtney Shepherd on the flip side did have that solo hit, broke up that no-hitter. She gunned that runner out at 2, which could have been absolutely game-changing as well.
And
so
called a great game behind the plate.
And she called a great game behind the plate. So, what don't know this.
Who's
too
your
many.
pick? You got to pick
Oh,
one.
I don't know. I don't want to. They're all great.
Well, as I'm a catcher, I'm going to go for Courtney Shepherd. That hit in the 7th inning to lead things off really gave Glenelg a great chance. And she called a terrific game from veteran Jade Peterson and gave her team every chance. So that's going to be my vote. Another vote, of course, to Spacequake Sports. Absolute magnificent coverage tonight. David Muggleton and his team. Very brave man on the cherry picker tonight, Ross. And another shout out. It's got to be given to Jono. He gave up his night at the ice hockey. So very special thanks to you. We will see all the Spacequake crew tomorrow because Premier League action continues. Another doubleheader tomorrow. It's West Orange versus Sturt at 2 o'clock Pride round. Very special guest commentator Mel McGee, whose initiative Pride round will be joining us on the mic. We'll see you, Steph, on the mound and in the batter's box.
You don't know that, James.
Oh,
may or may not be.
There might be
Stay
some mail here,
tuned.
yeah.
Who
And then
knows?
Walkerville versus Port Adelaide at 4 o'clock. Any closing